Okay, welcome to another Value Vintage gameplay video here. Today we're playing Channel Eldrazi and other fatties with a couple of control elements and a Howlpack Piper plan too. As far as the Mox Field goes, remember Value Vintage, $30 or less on Mox Field. We're coming in just under here. I think we'll look at the deck just in the MTGO client. It's a bit nicer. So the core idea here is similar to, all the strong Cascade decks in Value Vintage. We are cascading into a powerful spell. Ours here is Channel. Now there is a Channel Cascade deck that's very good, but it's got a bugged card on MTGO, which is Lich's Mirror, I think. So the top Channel Cascade deck that's in the format is this like combo deck where I never actually played against it because I only play on Magic Online, but I've seen the lists. You make a bunch of mana and you play cards like Lich's Mirror, which resets your life total to 20, which effectively gives you extra mana with Channel because then you can pay more life to add more mana. And you draw cards, I think, with Lich's Mirror too. And other cards in the deck, like I think that draw cards and make mana and stuff that are all colorless. Anyway, and the goal is with all of that, you can just kind of win the game on the spot with Channel. But it's bugged on Magic Online. So if you want to play Channel, Cascade on Magic Online, we got to do something different. And I was thinking about, something that could be fun here. And, probably overall is going to be worse than, the Lich's Mirror version, let's be serious here, but probably has some advantages, maybe, is just a version throwing in a bunch of creatures. Now, what we're going to try and do here is use Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent. They're going to cascade. When they cascade, you can exile cards until you hit a spell that costs less than them. They both cost 3. The only card in our deck, our entire deck, that costs less than 3 is this one Channel. Then we cast the Channel. We can make, all the colorless that we want as much as our life total is. We're going to use that to play all these big fatties. And I went past the Mox Field quickly, but a lot of these are quite cheap. And that's the reason that they're in the deck. They're obviously within the game of Magic the Gathering better creatures, but this is kind of what I found. If you think there are better creatures within our budget that we could play here, I would very much like to know. This is kind of what I was able to figure out within our budget. We got Desolation Twin, which is a 10. And it makes an extra token, which is pretty cool. Triplicate Titan, 9/9, Blind Vigilance, Trample, and it dies, you make a bunch of tokens. Woodcaller Automaton, which is an 8/8, and it makes another 8/8. When it comes into play on a land. Steel Hellkite, which can be like removal. And the thing is, like, you only have 20 life, right? And your opponent deals damage to you, which is less than that. So, like, what I was trying to think was like 16 life would be like 1 Desolation Twin or 1 Woodcaller Automaton, and then one of these two, like Steel Seraph and Steel Hellkite. Triplicate Titan is just a strong card, but I think like maybe one of these should just be like a smaller one just to get like more chances of like being able to do 2 creatures. The concern is like this is Value Vintage. It's still a very powerful format. Like you don't just want to play a Triplicate Titan on turn 1, your opponent untaps and swords it, and then you lose. That's a problem. So you really want like multiple things. That's one of the reasons I really like the Desolation Twin and to a lesser extent the Woodcaller Automaton. Because like you get 2 tokens, so if one of them dies, you still get like a big fatty, and you can try and reload later on with the Piper. But like, so the idea is just to get like one of these and one of these. In theory, if you just got full life and just go off on turn 1, we could play the Desolation Twin and a Triplicate Titan with 19 life. It's a little Christmas landy, but it could work. We've got Howlpack Piper here, which is an alternative way as opposed to the Channel to be able to put our fatties into play. I think this is one of the you know, again, this is not as good as the Lich's Mirror version, obviously, but being able to play cards like Howlpack Piper, there's a couple other ones like Champion of Ronus, I think is one that can let you put creatures into play just from your hand. So we don't actually need the Cascade thing. We could go putting creatures in with the Piper route. Um, we've got Incubation Incongruity. So the left part lets you pay a green or a blue to look top 5 and put a creature in your hand. So we can get one of these creatures as far as, you know, what we need, you know, in order to put into play. We can get a Spirit Guide in order to try and play this on turn 1 and then combo turn 2 off a Spirit Guide. Or Incubation can just go and find Shardless Agent. So I think this card is way better in this deck than it is in any of the other Cascade decks. I think that's one of the other pluses here that we have is that we really souped up Incubation. We can also just find Howlpack Piper. So this card's a lot better. I am recording this after the fact because I want to point out something that I realized during the video was this requires a green or a blue. I'm playing 3 Flooded Grove here, which does not make a green or a blue on turn 1, and that does come up in my gameplay. So if I was going to play this again, I would try and rejigger the mana base a bit so that we get more lands that make a green or a blue on turn 1. Cards like Copperline Gorge. I don't like this land at all. I don't think that should be in the deck. I don't know exactly what the mana base should look like right now. I would have to play with it a bit, but it should be aware that if you want to try out something like this, that you want to be able to cast this on turn 1, and our mana base is not set up to be able to do that, unfortunately. So something to keep in mind. It only comes up, I think, once, but like it is something to be aware of. You want to try this, but yeah. Anyway, we've also got Fire and Ice, just a bit of control. This technically has 4 CMC, so you don't cascade into it. So we can play these for 2 mana, even though they count as a 4 mana. So like you won't hit it with a Violent Outburst; it still only hits the channel. Sideboard, we got Firespout as a sweeper, and I talked about this in the conclusion. Again, I'm recording this afterwards because I wanted to mention this little hiccup here. I think we should have 4 Firespouts. This card's, I think, potentially really good in this deck because we don't win immediately. We kind of have to play like a grindy plan, and maybe the Firespout maybe should just be main deck. I was thinking about that. We also have Energy Flux for some of the artifact decks like Affinity. Very strong card. Again, our sideboard cards all have to cost at least 3, which is why we have cards like Mystical Dispute, which technically costs 3 and can counter spells. And Ravenous Trap, which is Graveyard Hate. Again, costs at least 3. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that jazz. You got ideas, especially for other creatures to throw in this mixture? I'd like to hear them down below. All that would be good. A little more ambitious than just suggesting a creature, but if you'd like to try and retool the mana base, I'd be open to hearing that as well. But yeah, anyway, enjoy it. The deck is a lot of fun. We get to do a lot of crazy stuff in here, in these games, which is great. And I hope you enjoy it. See you in round 1. Okay, here we go. Good luck. So, oh boy. So we can use, I think we keep this because we just gotta find a green mana source. And we can use the incubations here to find some of our fatties. I think we might need a little bit more green mana in this, maybe. So that would be really good if we didn't have the channel. And we will take a Steel Seraph because we have to. Okay. Still need a forest. Yep. Sure. Forest, 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 forest. Not a forest. I think I actually just want to tap it to draw a card. Ice. That's good. Alright. So next turn we can use Incubation and then cast Channel. Hopefully. Colorless. No. Swings. Probably should just waited and done this on. Oh no, we had the tap lands. I think this is okay. Colorless. Thorn. That's quite bad. Alright. That's 16 life. I can do that. So green, green, blue, channel. Is there a hotkey for this? Yeah. Flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. This one will get lifelink. Alright, so we got our 10-10, our 10-10, and our other guy. Let's see what they do. Can gain some life back with the Seraph after this. And we can just cast the Shardless Agent or the we can cast Incongruity too. Just turning something they got into a frog if it's a problem. They got 5 mana. We do need another mana for this because of the Thorn. Okay. We got that one. Um, I guess the Firespouts could be good. Maybe play those over Fire and Ice. Try that. They've only got one Thorn. They might have some Spears, but Thorn's restricted and expensive vintage, so it's It's restricted here too. Yep. We don't have any fatties. I think it is a keep, but we do need a fatty. Maybe it's a mulligan, to be honest, because we don't have that. I think it actually might be a mulligan in retrospect here. Oh. Yep. Kind of just want a blocker, to be honest. Want to preserve my life total. Yeah, this is definitely a mulligan in retrospect. First match with the deck, so a little bit of a learning curve here. Oh shit. Yep. Mm-hmm. To be honest, I think we just have to jump. We can go here. We have a we used all of our moxons, so I think we're just dead. This was just a punt. I should have mulliganed. Alright. We're learning here. Yeah, that was not a key. That was anywho. We will try again. Try and mulligan a bit better this time. I got very excited with the turn 1 Violent Outbursts, and then to make sure you actually have a payoff. That's turn 2 Shardless Agent. We can't actually cast 2 of these, but I think it's good enough. We use this to get an island. Yep. I'm just doing it now to speed up and not forget. Yeah, I think we need some more. I think having too many 10s in the deck is a bit of an issue too, because we can't pay 20 life. think what we want. Play. Exile. Shardless Agent. Yeah, we need a better mix of mana costs here. So which one do we want? This will swing for 8 right away. That one gives us 20 power. I think we want this one. Oh. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, we can keep that. Keep. We played against Fartsniffer a few times. They're usually on kindred type deck, either elves or merfolk. Looks like they went for merfolk this time. Yep, that works. So they've got a counter here. We're in a lot of trouble. If they just play like a merfolk, then we're good to go. Return to Cascade, cast Twin, cast Hellkite. Alright, looks like they might have a Spell Pierce. We did just find it. Don't really want to just cast this into a Spell Pierce. I think on their turn we're going to try and tap down the island. If they don't draw their island, then we can do this. Yeah, I should have done their upkeep. The thought. Yep. Right, let's ice the island. Blue. They can Spell Pierce this if they want, but that gets out their mana. Play. Exile. Green. Channel. And they've got like the merfolk that makes you pay extra. We can still pay 2. Which is relevant. So pay, 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 pay. Desolation Twin. Pay, 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 pay. Steel Hellkite. Alright. I guess there's a world where they have another Tide Shaper and a Merfolk that turned one of our things into an island, and they just island walk kill us. Didn't think of that till just now, but maybe playing the Hellkite was a mistake. What does that one do? Draw a card. Get a forest. Just want to get a mountain. Yeah, being at a very low life is a little bit of a problem. Destroy each non-land permanent mana value X whose controller will deal damage. That's an issue. Wait a minute, I think we're just dead, aren't we? Forgot that this could just hack and everything. Right now on board, we're not dead. They have a lord, we're dead, though. Yeah, this is very close. Realizing the issue here of the channel against the creature deck, potentially. Search for a creature next turn. Try and find out a spirit guide to play. They can tap down our creature. We do just die, I think. Yeah, I think we're dead. That's funny. Yeah, we're dead. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. Shows a bit of an issue we've got. take out the Fire and Ices, I guess. So waiting a turn there. We don't know if they have Spell Pierce or not, but waiting a turn, you know, did cause them issues. We go a turn earlier, maybe we do win. Interesting. Bring in Firespouts here. It's our sweeper. All right. We have no Cascader, but we've got a turn 3 Piper. I think that's good enough. And we could always draw a Cascader. Sure. This can find a Shardless Agent, potentially. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Aether Vial, yeah. Ooh, double Curse Catcher. It's a problem. So we can't beat double Curse Catcher, so we have to do this. I could use a Firespout. Actually, no, it's just going to counter, isn't it? See if they Flood Pits it. Curse Catchers are quite good against us. These let them pay one, sack them to pay 1, which is why we can't play the Shardless Agent. They might have like a Flash Wave. I think one of the Lords has Flash. I'm not going to do anything here. I will just take it. Yep. That's what I was thinking. Green. Flips, and we get the trigger. Yep. Let's see. I think it's the spirit guide here. Let us try and play around stuff. They could just, they have a flood pitch drowning here. They can just get rid of our guy. They're digging. What are they revealing? Got another Hex Catcher. No, they got the Drowner. All right. I think we're dead. I think we have to draw a Firespout here. That's our... Actually, Firespout won't even do it, will it? Yeah, we can put a Triplicate Titan into play, but... You don't even want to use this. See if they counter it. Probably should not. Yeah, that's not good for us. Thought I did. Now we just die. Craziness. Good games, though. Alright, good game. Okay, here we go. I think we do have to mulligan this one because we've got one land, it's an island, and we've got channel in our hands, so. Um, I guess so. We need a Cascader or channel. Ooh. We can keep this and maybe cycle it on turn 3. We don't find one. It is slow though. Ugh. But like, do we really want to go to 5? I think we keep it. Opponent's melting to oblivion over there. See what they got. Forest. Okay. Oh, I think I'd do it next turn. We'll ice one of these. Blue. Tap that down. Not what we wanted. Okay. Green, green, red. Cycle this. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Done. One, 2, 3. Exile. Green, blue. Green. Green, blue. Here we go. Channel. Let's make a bunch of mana and play our spells. Oh, we have to actually let this resolve first. Then we can play this. And we'll play the Triplicate. And that's it. See what they got. They can Cascade again. Oh. Okay. That was silly. Seeing some downsides to going to such a low life total. Actually, we don't want this one. We just want the fluxes, I think. Try that. Nope. Don't think that's what we wanted. Jeez. Keep. I think because of how their deck works, we actually want the Triplicate. That way, if they kill it, we still get the 3/3s. Kind of want my Energy Flux back now. Green. Green, green. Cast. Now we gotta let it resolve. F6 now. See what they got for us. Actually, maybe I should have played the land, that way their hand's emptied. Yeah, no, I should have played the land. Their hand's empty. Yeah. I think I should have played, yeah, I should have played the land so it would have hit their whole hand. I was thinking I can save the land now, but I don't really need the land, so. Because now they can, if they got another Cascader, they can just do it again. Otherwise, they'd have to top deck. Yeah. Oh, they had Electro Dominance. Okay. Game 3. Yeah, I like the Energy Fluxes. The ice can buy some time. Interesting. Um, I turn 2 Steel Hellkite. Not amazing. I think we're actually mulling to Energy Flux here. Or the Triplicate. The Triplicate's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Withdraw a channel, a spirit guide. Those are pretty good. I think we do keep it. It's not the best hand. a weird matchup. I think we are just unfavored structurally. Unless we have a triplicate. If we could draw a spirit guide, all of a sudden we look, oh, okay. They suspended a greater Gargadon. Okay. So the Energy Flux doesn't even look good right now, which is interesting. Annoyingly, we can't cast that right now. We could. That's a bit of a something to consider. These cannot cast a incubation on turn one, so I think that's actually a pretty big downside for these lands. I think our mana base needs some work. I'm not happy with the mana base. Well, yeah. Actually, we can't even cast this now. I should have just played this one. Because, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, we can't even cast this now. That was a punt. That was a punt. We need the color source of mana to actually activate it. Um, I guess we just go for it. Um, do we just go for it? Would be able to cast this and have two creatures. I'd feel a lot more confident. Or get the Howlpack into play, at the least. We can actually cast this on the Greater Gargadon later, which is fun. We can turn it into a Froggy. Yep. One, two. Mm-hmm. Upcast. It's interesting. They were out their board again. We do just lose, though. If we get the swing again, they go down to 2, though. Maybe there was a case to just try and find a spirit guide. Hard to say. To tap it. Okay. This is an instant, right? Yep. Yep. And we got there. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll keep that. I would like to draw a spirit guide. Plans. Aether Vial. Sure. That is not a spirit guide. That is also not a spirit guide. Ghost Quarter. Ah, shoot. Actually, that doesn't really do too much to us. Take the spirit guide. Play this one. Yep. Phyrexian Revoker. Yeah. Can't do anything about that. That's Minskin Vu. Okay. So cancel, cancel. Make blue green with the blue. Colorless. A Shardless Agent. Thalia into play. That's fine. Cast, without paying its mana cost. Right, let's let this resolve first. 5, 6. We'll cast the Steel Seraph. And 10. Take this one. Then we go to combat. This one. We'll give it, let's get lifelink. And then we'll swing. Go to next turn. Notably, they can ghost quarter our Shivan Reef, which is kind of funny. So assume they are going to ghost quarter it. Let's do this first. Fire. Done. 2 and a red for fire. Red. Colorless. We'll blow those up. Choose target creature you control. Flying, vigilance, or lifelink till end of turn. Give it lifelink again. I think we attack with everybody here. Yeah, I'm expecting this. Yep. All right. They can still ghost quarter our creature. I guess we just go to combat. Yeah. What is this? When this creature enters exile, up to one target non-assistant leaves the battlefield. Yep. Oh yeah. They can Ghost Quarter this one. Yes. Let's get a mountain. And then we'll play this one. Green. Oh, I gotta pay one more. Can't do that. Yep. Yeah, they got a blocker, I'm guessing. Yep. Oh, they got another, oh, interesting. Oh. Let's see, they do. Sure. That's a bad one for us. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. All right. So we did our thing, and we still are probably going to lose, so not a great sign for the deck. That means they probably have a way of dealing with stuff somehow. Steel Hellkite. Just swing and see what they've got here, because we do have the Violent Outburst. Flicker Wisp it. Yeah, that'll trade. Three, four, colorless. 6. Steel Hellkite. Let's take a Desolation Twin. Can almost hard cast that. We got 8 mana here. Interesting game. That was wild one. Way closer than I was expecting it. I want the fire spouts, obviously. Can take out the fire and ices. Or maybe we want the fire and ices. What don't we want? Maybe one fire and ice. One triplicate. If they just exile that, that's bad for us. Maybe on the draw, one Howlpack. Try that. Keep. Yep. Oh, we can't. I was like, oh, can we do this turn one? No, that's the wrong spirit guide. Okay. Channel. One. Play a Desolation Twin. All right. That's a good one. That just kills our token. Just cast it. Green. White Wicked Phantom. Sure. Yep. Maybe can't search because of the Leon Arbor. It's a combo. Pretty good. Retrospect probably should have done this a bit differently. They got first strike, so yeah. Value, yeah. It's got flying. Yeah, we can't block that. I think we just die now. Alright, they got it. Do we maybe we just want to slow down slightly and play more control-y? Wondering if that's the play. But give it a try. Clearly just making two 10-10s is not good enough. Um, keep it. Want to draw another fatty. Not what we wanted. Don't think we can just channel this out and expect it to win. Not what we want to see. I think we can just cast this. Oh, that's quite good against us. That's a problem. Eh. Can almost hard cast the Hellkite. Yeah, that card's quite good against us. And all the Cascade decks. Cascade decks, of course, are very good in this format. Yeah. I'd like a Firespout, please. Yeah. Yeah, we can't do much there. What comes in tapped? I forgot about that too. Jeez. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I guess. Oh yeah, you can hit the fair enough. I think we're just dead. I think not firing this off cost us for sure. Tried to wait a little bit and get greedy there. At this point, I don't think we can kill the Phyrexian sensor. Yeah, we'll just scoop. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. I mean, I think the deck's fine. We won some matches, lost some. I wouldn't recommend playing it over the channel mirror deck. I probably wouldn't recommend it over the Rhinos deck either, but it does some interesting stuff. I mean, if you want to just play with huge monsters, channeling them out, and make it one-sided, unlike Hypergenesis, this is an option. I don't love my creature suite. I feel like there's definitely some refinement that can be done in the creature suite here. Like, I think Spirit Guide, Violent Outburst, Shardless Agent, Channel, Firespouts in the sideboard, Fluxes in the sideboard. I think I want a fourth Firespout. Maybe take like one of the Ravenous traps and make it a Firespout like that. The Vile decks gave us trouble. So I think, having the fourth Firespout could be really good. That way we can play kind of like a controlling plan. Um, Maybe even play the main deck, to be honest. Maybe like there might be like a case of moving the Fire and Ice to the sideboard. Maybe put the Firespouts main deck, like depending on the meta, like that doesn't seem unreasonable to me. That might even be like the right play. I mean, I think this is fine too. Energy Flux, we didn't use it, but against some of the artifact. Actually, we did board it in against the Cascade border post deck where it could be good. We didn't play Affinity. We didn't play against a matchup where Mystical Dispute would come in, but obviously the solid cards, that's fine. Same thing with Rav Trap. Yeah, if you got ideas for like better creatures to play in the creature suite here, let me know. I think that's like the biggest thing to potentially improve the deck. But like most of the cards I think are good. I mean, Howlpack Piper was very good. Howlpack Piper number 4, I think is a consideration. This card's fine. The mana base also had some issues. This one not making any mana unless we have a blue or a green is a problem. I didn't realize till afterwards, because this needs blue or green. If you wanted to play this on turn 1 and then try and combo turn 2. So that was an issue. So I think the mana base does need some rebuilding here to be able to cast this on turn 1, which is an oversight. Yeah. Yeah, overall it wasn't terrible. It was fun. We got to slam some giant monsters in with Channel. Yeah, I mean, I think the mana base, you got to change it a bit to be able to cast this easier on turn. I think the Frontier Biovac's still fine just because hitting all 3 is great. But like trimming like this card's bad. Like the Flooded Grove, maybe 1 in the deck, that's it. If any. Fourth Firespout, yeah. Change up some of the creatures. There's room to play with it. This is definitely a rough draft, but yeah, let me know if you give it a whirl. Be curious to hear. Remember to like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time.